Hi Helen, it's Sam for our bonus week of Vendée Globe logbook. So I've got your questions here and I'll go through them as per normal. How heavy were the conditions you went through in the last system? I'm kind of still in it, but so it started downwind and we had up to, I saw 53, 54 knots I think, and on the forecast the waves were 7 meters. It's hard to measure waves, but they were big anyway. And yeah, so it was fairly full on, and it was quite squally actually, which was the most difficult thing to manage. It was kind of 40, 45 knots average with gusts over 50, and so yeah, it was with clouds that came rolling in. So yeah, it was not very easy to manage, but that's when I broke my mainsail, unfortunately. And now we're out the other side of the system and smashing up wind in well, it's dropped a bit now, but we've had 25 to 35 knots all night in 4 meter waves going upwind, tacking up the Portuguese coast, which is about as fun as it sounds. Talk us through what happened when the mainsail tore. So yeah, one of these squalls came through, and I was 2 reefs from the J3 going downwind, and decided to roll the J3 so it was just flapping around. And just in a big wave, the boat got kind of picked up. The stern got picked up and it got thrown to one side, and it got thrown into a jibe, and the pilot did its best to catch it, but unfortunately it wasn't quick enough, and because the main was eased and I was dead downwind, the main just did a quick jibe, broke all the buttons around the backstay, and then back again. And when it came back again, it just split in two. They don't really like that shock loading. I mean, we try and avoid that happening, and every time it happens, you know that there's a risk of at least breaking battens. And unfortunately, it was just a big wave at the wrong time. I'd borne away to furl the jib, and it just picked up the stern and threw me around the wrong way. So there you go. The rest is history. In hindsight, there's always things you can do. Oh my god. Did you realise instantly, how serious it was? Did you know it was how fixable? I realised instantly it was broken. I mean, I looked up the rig as soon as the boat went into a fairway to see if I was going to be able to save the main. And you could have seen it in 2 pieces. It was, I mean, it wasn't a small rip. It was a in 2 pieces rip, and the top bit came down with the leech line and the luff line. So yeah, I mean, it was a proper job. And there were bits of battens flying everywhere as well, so yeah, it was messy, and I mean, it has happened before, ripping a main in half, and so when we were doing our snares before the race, it was kind of in the back of our mind, worst case scenario is having to put a main back together, let's take the material to be able to do that. And so we didn't know, you don't know exactly how it's going to happen, so you don't know when and where and how, but we do have the material to do it, and fortunately, it's holding for now. How long did it take to make the repair? What was the trickiest bit? Yes, the repair took, so I broke the main at midday roughly, I can't remember what day, and I put the main back up 2 days later in the morning, so just under 48 hours, so 2 nights and a day repairing really. The trickiest bit was the sea conditions, clearly. I went goose wing with just 2 head sails downwind, but we still had quite a few waves breaking either into the cockpit or the boat surfing their way to nose diving. And a couple of times I ended up trying to stick a patch on, and this wave would come rolling down the foredeck from a nosedive, and I find myself floating above the deck with the mainsail and my patch and everything, and I was just like, this is never going to work. I was pretty yeah, didn't really think it was going to happen. But I kind of said to myself, well, I need the main to go upwind, otherwise it's not going to happen. And I might as well try something, because if it doesn't work, then it's going to take a week to get home, and I'll have to wait for southwesterlies to drift north. And if it does work, then I can gain some time, so there's no point waiting. That's kind of my thought process. So, I mean, even if it breaks now, I've still gained probably 2 days on the what would happen if I hadn't had a mainsail, just by the fact of being able to go to windward overnight. So, and it's not going to break now. And what else was it? The trickiest bit. What else was tricky? Yeah, getting the patches down, and then yeah, it was just relentless. So it was, I mean, it worked basically apart from sleeping 4 or 5 times for an hour. I basically worked non-stop for 36 hours getting it together. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. It's done a good job. How are the last few days looking for you into the Sab? Can you stay at full speed now, or are you still having to nurse the main a bit? I mean, I don't have full confidence in the main, that's for sure. I mean, it's definitely a jury rig as far as I'm concerned. So we've been upwind up the Portuguese coast, like I said, for the last, since I got the main back on yesterday morning. The wind should start dropping and sea state start dropping now. We'll go through a ridge. And then we've got a new southwesterly coming in, which is going to be up to 50 knots, but downwind. So we can have 50 knots downwind off Cape Finisterre, which is a bit concerning. But I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it easy. I'm very much in a mindset of let's just get the boat home and complete the race now. I'm not trying to gain places, or I'm just trying to keep risks to a minimum and get the boat home. So yeah, take it fairly easy, and then across Biscay there's some weather files which say there's a massive light spot, so we drop into no wind and have to wait for the next southwesterly to come in on Saturday afternoon. And there are a couple of weather files that say there's wind the whole way across and we can get in on Saturday afternoon. So see which one turns out to be reality. But yeah, we should be at Finisterre tomorrow morning. So tomorrow is Friday morning, and then in Les Sables on Saturday if all goes to plan. So hopefully the next time we see each other we'll be on dry land. Cheers!